Hello, this is John Miller, the creator of The Rest of Everest. I think I can safely say that this show is, without a doubt, the most in-depth look into the entire experience of what it takes to climb Everest, as well as some other peaks throughout the Himalayas. But all of the events in this series are shown in chronological order, so if you're new to the show, please go all the way back to episode 000 and watch everything in order. That's truly the best way to enjoy it. Thanks. It's happening. Chris Marquardt and I will be holding another photo workshop trek in 2013. We're going to be heading to Mount Kailash in western Tibet. The 2013 trek will be held from May 16th to June 2nd, 2013. For all the details, please visit HimalayanWorkshops.com. We cannot wait to see you there.
This is the Rest of Everest video podcast, an almost unabridged expedition experience. Episode 182, the end of the 2010 Everest Kangshung Face expedition.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to The Rest of Everest. I'm John Miller. So this week we're going to record the last episode for The Rest of Everest Season 5, which covers the 2010 trek to the Kangshung Face of Mount Everest. And with me is most of the group from the 2010 expedition. We've got Jeffrey, Damien, Christine, David, Jill, Nicole, Roger, Shaquille, Tilo, Monica, and Chris Marquardt. How are you guys doing today?
Hey,
Great, thanks.
Hey, John.
That's great.
All right, we're going to resume this week's episode from where we left off about 2.5 months ago. The last episode I released, 181. That was back in Neelam. Neelam, which is about 12,000 feet on the Tibetan Plateau, heading towards Jangmu. And we're going to start things off by going back to a hotel room in Neelam and kicking things off from there. So here we go.
T2.
Yay, the sugar service, the sugar tea service.
Jeffrey, you're filming this.
I am.
So this was morning on the last day in Tibet.
What? Is it raining out?
Yeah.
How many of you remember this morning?
I do. I remember it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it was raining.
A beautiful hotel in a town that is nothing.
Bringing us
and it's not beautiful.
Morning. In shorts.
Yeah, he's wearing shorts.
It's awesome.
Well, you know, it gets balmy at 12,000 feet.
Darn tootin'.
I have no idea. Can you smell it? Can you smell the garlic? Yep, you lift it open. It's sort of like the tent zipper. It's freezing, Purba. Well, you know what? I just realized something. I didn't shoot that many videos.
Yes, he didn't shoot that many videos.
Wow. The beer accident.
And then, of course, we have the garbage crew in Neelam. You know, Neelam's kind of famous for this, for the cows and all the garbage and the cows eating the garbage.
Yeah, that town or village or city, province is probably last on my list of places I want to go back to.
Oh, yes. It was kind of depressing, a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. I was out with Monica walking the streets, but we didn't really notice the cows and the garbage that much.
And David tormenting the cow.
Wouldn't do anything.
All it's interested in is that box.
The cow's thinking, oh, another American forest, thinking it's funny to do this.
There's our caravan.
Oh, we were busy there with Chimi.
Ironically, here is the garbage cleanup crew.
Did they have like a party the day before?
See, the
or
cows didn't have the orange vests. That might have been different.
Goodbye, Mila.
We should have sprayed them. We thought about spraying the cows and the other animals along the road.
Yeah, John, this is why I was wondering for a long time why there aren't any grade A steakhouses up there. And it's because the meat tastes a little funny.
Instead of corn-fed, it's cardboard-fed.
Yeah, exactly. So you won't find a Morton's up there anytime soon.
This is us filling out visa material. This might be out of order. That might have been in Nepal. I'm still not 100% sure. It's kind of hard figuring out the chronological order of all these clips. But this is the road down to Jiangmu, or at least the border with the Friendship Bridge, and there's these incredible waterfalls along the road. I know I've shown it in previous episodes of the rest of Everest. Just thousands of feet, hundreds of meters.
Yeah, this is a beautiful drive, and then you get to a point where they're doing some construction, and it's like one of the scariest places you'll ever pass through.
Yeah, ever.
But still, you can tell we're in Tibet because of the road is paved, and you can see the barriers there.
How much footage did you get out of the windows when we were driving down there? Because I shot like hours.
I didn't shoot much because I knew everyone else was.
See a pretty girl, give her a kiss.
Who were you kissing, Jeff?
Pardon me?
You just said something about see a pretty girl, give her a kiss. I don't remember that conversation. I was there.
That's not our car.
I think all construction workers have to give air kisses when a girl walks by.
Ah, okay.
Well, that's some serious off-road driving skills. Off-road driving on the road.
Shot out of a car. In our whole lives, we get 1 out of 50 pictures at work. And yet we still hope one day.
Well, digital and high ISOs. Yeah. It's easier. Well, that is our car.
So these are all the trucks waiting to pass back into Nepal.
It was amazing because they were backed up so long.
So we've gone through Jiangmu. We've passed through the city at this point. None of us got any footage of it. And so we're getting ready to go down to the actual border crossing, which we have just a little bit of footage of.
I'm really glad that we were on the inside driving down this, because every once in a while you'd get to look over the outside and the sheer cliff that you could fall over.
Yeah, and with all that construction, like Shaquille was saying, yeah, it's hairy.
It doesn't end.
Yep.
I found that drive amazing because it's the first time I saw Himalayas on the Nepali side. I guess as in the other side, the south side. And I didn't do the trek in Nepal in previous years, obviously. So, yeah, it's quite different. It's a lot more steep and...
It's a lot greener.
Yeah, it is.
And as you're coming down altitude, you feel a little bit stronger and better. At least I did.
Yeah, it seems like every kilometer you go, you're descending. Okay, there's Kadari. Kadari is the shanty town on the Nepal side, and then we're
more wealthy people live up
coming down into what I guess is still technically
sense, wouldn't it?
Jiangmu on the Tibet side. Very little footage of the crossing because it's forbidden, but Jeffrey snapped these photos. Those are all the I think those are Nepali porters, because everything for us had to be hand carried across the bridge.
It was a little bit scary just seeing perfect strangers come up and just take your stuff.
Grab all your gear.
Oh, yeah.
just wanted to tackle them.
But this picture here is interesting because this wasn't here in my previous visits, this building. This was built sort of because this is one of the only border crossings into, official border crossings into Tibet. So this was built for the Beijing Olympics, to sort of kind of showcase.
Felt like a bit of a demonstration of power.
And this big concrete and steel and glass building, all shiny and new, still only 2 years old. Used to be just like a little guard shack.
And we said goodbye to Lopsong there. It was very sad.
Lopsong and
Chimi.
Yeah.
I do remember. I was sad because I was so good to spend time with them, but I knew I'd see them again, and hope relatively soon. And but I just remember Chris and I stuffing $100 bills in their pockets. They were a bit overwhelmed.
Thank you.
How long did I stay last time?
So Tilo, I think your bank account information's on there and all of your passwords and everything. So thanks for letting Chris film that.
Of course. Traffic shock.
Well, suddenly you're driving on the other side of the road and it's like, whoa. The motorcycle comes at you and it's like, oh, they're gonna hit us. Oh, they're going on the wrong side. Oh, right. Yes.
And then some of the situations just don't seem possible, like this. I mean, that's an inch. And I think honking the horn actually helps you.
Yes.
It makes the bus thinner.
And I used to think traffic in New York City was crazy.
How close is that, David? Well, it's very...
Nothing compared to Nepal. Especially Kathmandu, I think.
The mirror.
You know it's bad when you have to fold your rear view mirror in to get past the other traffic. But it always seems to work.
Yes, it always seems to work. And everyone's so patient. Mm-hmm. That honking the horn is not, I'm impatient. That is, watch out. That's some secret signal there.
I love the relative contrast of this footage. Tibet and Nepal are so incredibly different. And, things... it's always a bit chaotic once you get back into Nepal.
Wow.
Things are relatively organized in Tibet. But it's just sort of a free-for-all in Nepal.
You only have to understand the kind of traffic in India and Nepal. It's not really chaotic if you are getting used to it.
It's a professional tow truck, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Everything adheres to strict safety standards.
Of course. And only if you have a AAA card.
Yes. The AAA card stands for "Ah!"
I love Nepal. As crazy as it is, it was just great to get back there.
Yeah.
And I felt just this big sigh of relief from coming back from the militaristic, presence of Tibet in Tibet.
Well, I don't know if you remember, Jill, when we got into Kathmandu, the traffic was really bad because there was a large communist kind of procession and parade going on.
Yes, I do remember that.
We'll see that in a few minutes.
We will, and but believe it or not, that happened on my first trip to Nepal. Same exact thing, and the airport was closed the day before we were leaving, and then next day it opened and it was fine. It's seems to be kind of prevalent there, without warning too. Like flash mobs, Nepali flash demonstrations.
Maoist flash mobs.
Maoist flash mobs, yeah.
Oh, the chicken. And everybody seems to know everyone, you know? The drivers wave out the window, people wave back.
I thought it was interesting that every once in a while you'd see this abject poverty and then a satellite dish.
You gotta have TV, Christine, come on.
I guess a lot of the locals just shaking their head about the tourists. Another few people in a rubber boat.
I like this shot here because the traffic is so bad, we're going backwards. We're literally backing up in order to move forward.
I do remember that.
Yes, this is my turn to fall asleep.
It's the best falling asleep I've ever filmed.
Why is that?
But everybody was asleep.
Especially John.
Like you fade and you fade a bit more and then...
I seem to keep my balance though.
Yeah, for a while, yeah? Was that before I took your camera away or after it?
Before.
I had Jeffrey's shoulder to sleep on. That was comfy.
Well, absence of sound.
Aww.
And Shaquille had Damien's shoulder to sleep on.
That's what I was about to say.
So you get pretty close on these.
Well, they do cute.
Yeah, I snapped a ton of pictures of everybody. I got a nice one of Stefan, too. He had a pretty good sleeping position.
So obviously here you can see we're getting closer to Kathmandu. Probably
We got up really early that morning, I think, too.
All right, here is that protest organized. I don't even know really what to call this, but yeah, this is the little Maoist flash mob. little being the wrong choice of word here. This thing was huge.
I know just where that is.
Well, at least the music's cheerful.
Wasn't it a celebration of some sort?
I have no idea what it was.
Yeah, I think it was some kind of a celebration because there is a music band and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. I agree with you, Jill. I don't think it was. I think it was a celebration. When I watched.
But look at all those people. The people are still all gathered behind the fence there. It just keeps going and going. All right, so this is actually back in Tamil here. And what happened was we had all of our luggage piled up on top of the bus. And all of the wiring, all the overhead wires in Tamil through the streets were too low to allow the bus to pass underneath with all of the stuff piled up. So we stopped for a while and tried to figure out what to do. And then eventually it was just decided it would be easier to just unload the bus and have us walk the rest of the way to the hotel.
Yes. Then we had to walk. It was actually about 10 minutes from the hotel, I think. Not really far.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, just have a look at that.
That's quite a lot. Let's continue.
So we all kind of got ready.
I remember, John, that I had asked you, for the sake of Nick, that I get my own room so that I did not have to share the bathroom with her, because I knew that I was going to take the longest shower of my life.
Show me the logos.
Not that I didn't love you, Nick. Not that I didn't adore sharing a tent with you or a room with you, but I wanted a bathroom all to myself.
No problem. Thank you, Christine. That's very considerate.
And Nicole, I do believe you took advantage of it.
I did. It was great.
This was such a great meal. I think I ate maybe 3 portions of what a normal person would eat.
Remember that guy there?
Famous Ben Clark.
We got back into the hotel, and Ben was sitting alone in the courtyard with his foot up on a pillow because he was trying to climb. I can't remember the name of the mountain right now, but Barunse, I believe, and he ended up breaking his foot.
Just a small fracture, and he didn't need surgery or anything. I talked to him after.
Yeah, but it still cut his trek really short.
Yeah, what was he going to Barunse, John?
Yeah, he was attempting to climb Barunse and broke his ankle a few hundred meters outside of base camp on the day he was leaving for a summit push.
He's done so much, but he just had such a great attitude for having his trek cut short.
Ben is now a father, by the way. Don't know if any of you knew that. Yeah, he's got a several-month-old son named Charlie.
Well, if you speak to him, tell him we say congratulations.
So he was there with it was him and his cameraman Chris Dalton. Chris is sitting next to him, and his climbing partner John Miller, the other Jonathan Miller, was actually hiking out from Barunse. There's only room in the helicopter for 2, so he had yet to arrive into Kathmandu.
I counted it as a blessing that I met Ben, because Ben is the person that got me interested in watching the rest of Everest. When I first started watching the rest of Everest, it was after my initial diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis, and I was so sick from the treatments that when I couldn't move, when I was probably at my lowest point with this stupid illness, I would watch, the rest of Everest and dream about going to do a trek like that.
Christine's my hero because she's my tent mate and she just did an amazing trek. And Sonam's her personal Sherpa. And he's amazing. Yeah, very patient.
Okay.
16-hour trek, wasn't it? The longest.
16 hours.
16 hours.
And Sonam did it.
That's why he's copying you.
So, how does the fresh washed hair feel?
Oh, fantastic. 4 times I washed my hair. That's why I'm late.
Me too. How long did you spend in the shower?
Like 45 minutes?
Yeah, I still remember Ben shopping in Walmart for all of his treats on the first season.
Oreos. A lot of Oreos.
Well, it's a necessity, Monica.
It's hard to believe that was 10 years ago.
Wow. That is hard to believe.
So, John,
is that you? You do have a little beard going.
So we're having another brief discussion about the fact that I am turning 36 in July, and I still can't grow facial hair.
Well, you can. Let me zoom in. Oh yeah, better. Oh yeah, it's actually quite cool.
But check this out. Check this out, ladies.
Oh yeah. I know. I don't like being on camera at all. I'm so uncomfortable on
That's
camera.
what beer does to you. or oxygen, maybe.
This is my night of gin and tonics. I drank mine. I drank Jeffrey's.
Cheers, Monica.
What do we call this? Everest beer? No, we thought we would. We have one more.
Like that. What they call the Everest beers is Chumalongnek.
I peeled the label off my Everest beer and that I had that night, and I still have it on my day timer.
What kind of beer is Aaron pouring there? It's obviously Napoleon because of the Gurkha knives on it, but I'm not sure what kind it was.
Folks, it has been a great journey. Probably one of the most amazing experiences of my life. If I've said a harsh word or a joke that offended you, please forgive my forgive my brassness. Yeah.
You're forgiven on both counts.
Thanks for your help.
If you're ever in the Washington D.C. area, you've got my information. Look me up. I'll show you around. You can stay at my house if you'd like. Special thanks to Sherpa staff for doing a great job for us, and for Chris and Monica and John to make this all happen. Cheers.
Thank you, Shaquille.
There are other people here tonight too, but there's an important difference between them and us. And since they're here tonight, I'll tell them. There's an important difference between you and us. You had your share of doing, and you had your share to do, but you had wives for wooing, and homes and kitties too. You heard the chink of glasses, you heard the laugh of lasses, had time to rest and play, to let your poor souls borrow, and promise of tomorrow some comfort for today. But us, we clung together along the Everest Trail. Our bodies nearly frozen by snow and stinging hail. We heard robots shouting, "Soup! Anybody soup?" While soup was spouting our souls, give up for dead. We climbed into the sky. Our Sherpas by our sides.
Amen, brother.
While you were safe in bed.
Did he take that from somewhere and adapt it?
Thank you, Roger.
That's good though.
But I have to say thank you to everyone who gave me support and encouragement and challenges to what I thought I could do versus what I can really do. Thank you.
As you guys all know,
Thank you.
She's a trooper,
You know me, never
yeah.
at a loss for
what
words.
we accomplished on this trek was pretty amazing. But none of us could do what we did without these guys down here. And they made it happen for us. And in so many ways, so many things that they did was completely invisible to us. Yet, if it wasn't done, we wouldn't have found success at all. So, it's just really, really amazing. And I always say in my show that, you know, you might come for Everest, you come back for the people. And these are the guys that I come back for. So, what I've got here is I've got some tips that are from our entire group. Okay? And just a little token of appreciation to you guys. And hopefully you'll be happy with them. And one of the things that I always try to do with these treks, since we're going to be doing them every year, is make this so that you know, whoever's available to be on the trek, or when we come in, we'll actually want to be like, I want to go on that trip with those people because it's going to be a really good time. And so I hope, I know Pemba and Satan were both with us last year, and I'm glad to have them along this year too. But I think they understood it was going to be a good time. So anyway, here's a tip to Kendi. I know a lot of you guys found this guy to be pretty shy, but his name's Herba. Okay. I know he probably didn't know who that was or what he did, but anyway.
Herba No soup for me.
Ali!
Yeah, this is all just bits and pieces of this evening. It was long. We had a lot of speeches, a lot of gift tips to every single person.
I have to keep my girlish figure now. Now that I actually have one.
Yeah, we all lost a substantial amount of weight on this trip.
Just one of the many benefits.
And spending so much time with these people, they just turn into your friends.
So what was going through any of your heads during this dinner? Was it like what was it as much fun as I remember it being, or was it sad, or was it just a really happy experience?
I thought it was a great experience, and I was desperately trying to keep the thought that, oh my God, this experience is almost over out of my head. I did not want to think about that. Because if I did start thinking about it, I knew I'd burst into tears.
I was sad that night. I was enjoying the festive mood, but you know, always when it gets time to leave Nepal and Tamil, it's just hard.
I was enjoying Roger's fine cigars.
Oh no, the light is crap on me.
See, it's horrible. We can't even do this.
This is obviously the next day.
Okay, move over there.
We still had, most of us, a good portion of us had a full day before we left that evening.
I had it written out. You could take a picture of it. That would be cool.
But then people can't read it. It's too small in the video.
No. I already put my script up.
Eyes.
No. Those are cute eyes.
I'm gonna cry.
It's like, is this like your baby? Like if I don't comment on your baby, it's good. You are crying! God, okay, I'll get it out.
See?
God. This is ridiculous.
The things you do to get Erin to tell you something about the market. You don't have to, okay?
No, no, apparently I have to now that I have it out.
No, you don't have to. Don't feel guilty.
Right,
Don't
okay.
feel guilty, okay?
Okay, I'm going to be reading off the script though, okay?
Do that.
Alright. So this was continuing from April 16th. It was one of my last paragraphs. Alright. On a final note, I learned the Marquardt scale. When your number 2 is normal, as that is at home, that's baseline. Okay? So, as you move closer in consistency and sound of your number 1 with your number 2, the scale shifts to the left, a 1.9, 1.8, 1.7, etc. until you reach the 1.0. And at that point, I feel sorry for you. This is ... It can go lower. If the opposite is happening, like it's been a few days, then the scale moves to the right, like a 2.1, a 2.2, or a 2.3. Sorry about that. And I feel sorry for you. And that's what I remember about the Marquardt scale.
Thank you. Oh, thanks a lot.
The audience must be so tired of the Marquardt scale by now. So freaking tired of it.
So
I think that's part of the charm.
We should mention marquardtscale.com. Cool. There's a bit more explanation over there.
Did I?
No. Absolutely. So, here is Bemba.
Yes.
He's the man. Actually, tent Dr. Pemba. He's the guy who set up our tents. No, actually not always. Sometimes the tents were set up and they were kind of not perfect. But that was never when Pemba was involved, but then we involved him and he fixed them for us. You should have a white coat on and like a the mirror on top.
Alright, so I ended up taking, kind of escorting a group of us to Papu's, the barbershop. For haircuts, but primarily for the massages. I convinced most everyone to get a massage. And I learned something about Damien here. Damien's ticklish.
Yes, I am. Yeah, a lot of people at work kind of mess with me about that.
I figured out that he was ticklish a long time before this.
I'm laughing to myself then. You'd hear the weird noise, the click, 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 then you hear.
It's so funny.
He wasn't laughing when I was listening to him on the back through a stethoscope.
Oh no, I don't believe so.
Oh, that was 2.5 weeks ago, so.
Geez, that seemed like a lifetime ago from where we are here in Tamel.
I know. I had to stop and think if it was the same trip.
Is that an eyeball massage?
And you know those eyebrows were tense.
Yes, and while Erin is getting beat up in the chair there, I'm getting a goatee carved out of my massive beard growth. So there's the group of us, and that, just so you guys know, that photo is still sitting in the shop.
And look how relaxed everyone looks.
So there's Ben with his foot up, and he had been there for about a week, and there was a strike, a transportation strike, so he couldn't go anywhere. He was so bored. So glad that we arrived. And there I am with my goatee. Chris wanted me to pose for it.
And you didn't keep it.
Hell no.
It's you two.
And me giving John a lesson in fashion.
Yeah, so what did you purchase there?
I had gotten 2 saris and a salwar set. This is one of the saris. On the day that you all went to Bhaktapur, I hooked up with John's friend Michelle. That's the salwar set. And she took me to get fitted for clothes. And it was a wonderful experience because she took me through the old city. And there's Michelle.
There's Michelle and Wasim.
And she and I just had, she showed me parts of Kathmandu that only natives see. And
yeah, she's an expat from Washington, D.C., but she's been living in Kathmandu in India for years now.
So we got to spend the day together, and my figure was not what the tailor was used to. Let's just put it that way.
So this is the gear explosion in my room as I was packing up.
We're leaving. Yes. Yes, these are yours. Okay. And this duffel bag.
And so a whole group of us were all flying out to Hong Kong together. And then even more of us, I guess most of the same group was then flying to San Francisco, I believe. So we still had quite a bit of time together.
Stay. That is a lot of luggage. Okay, I'm now officially filming in ISO.
You're now officially filming?
126,000. No. 64. No, 128,000. ISO 128,000.
128,000? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Wow. I tried that whole day.
It is going to be grainy though.
To find a later flight out. I didn't want to leave.
But I'm virtually filming
I never want to leave
at zero light.
Yep. Here, let me cover up that little light for you, Chris.
Yeah. Who's covering up? Oh, you are.
Yeah. Time to go home.
I was looking forward to getting back to my kids and my wife, and
a little bit too late.
Knew I was going to be returning in
All right,
less
we
than a
set
year.
to go? Yeah. Okay, so let's see.
So did you and Monica stay for another week?
I think we stayed for another few days. I don't know exactly how long we stayed.
Stay in touch.
Yeah, I've got
I think another 3 days or so.
On my list of Monty can have this yarn and that yarn. And we now have my email address and we can stay in contact by a web. I check all your projects. Lots of socks. Stefan!
It was so much fun to be with you.
So who had already left? Nicole, you had left, and Roger, you had left.
And I'd left with them, and Shaquille.
And Shaquille.
Please stay in touch. I will email you.
Yeah, sure. The tire thing.
The tire. Do you mind? No.
It's always till we meet again.
I asked my
I had a good cry on the way to the airport.
May I give your fiance a hug?
Sure you may.
I miss you, Chris.
I think you're great. I think you and Monica are great.
Thank you. Have a safe trip home.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
You too. I hate saying goodbye to people.
Goodbyes are
Unlike John,
ugly.
I cry.
So.
Yeah, but we got like a day and a half to get.
Well, no, John, I'm not going to cry over.
Einfach mal halten. Aufzeigen.
I don't cry. I don't know what you're talking about, Joe. I never cry.
Who has cried the most on the rest of Everest? I'll give you one hint.
It's not the rest of Everest until John cries.
Yep. Life's too short to not cry.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, leaving. Thanks for
Laughing and crying is the same relief.
Are you still rolling?
Yeah.
You can tell that no one really cares about these workshops.
Yeah, we really hated each other.
Still do, apparently.
Now comes the trip.
So as I recall here, we kept trying to leave and kept getting caught.
That's a good sign. That means it's a very good
kind of jockey around. So there was no huge goodbye. It was just they're leaving. Oh no, they're coming back. Oh, they're leaving. No, they're coming back again. You can hear Tilo be like, "Oh," in a minute here.
No!
The wires. Are they coming back?
I actually edited most of it out.
Now we can see them cry.
So that's me. I'd gotten home, flash forward to in my downstairs bathroom, and Heidi was like, "You got to get rid of that goatee. That's just stupid." So Sam helped me, and there we go. That's back to normal. And that's it, my friends. That is the rest of season 5.
Cool.
What an adventure! I mean, wow! That was truly one of the most incredible experiences for me, because it was just such a refreshing take on Everest. You know, from everything that everyone's seen in the show leading up to season 5, Everest has always been a circus. And so being able to go to this big wilderness and have the entire region to ourselves was such a treat that I will absolutely never forget this trip. Not that I'll forget any of the trips, but this one was just...
It was special.
I have to go back. I have to go back. I will go back. And, you know, whether it's recording for the rest of Everest or just, you know, maybe my family, I have to go back there. And it just was really special. And obviously having all of you folks there was just incredible. One of the things that I just really love about these workshops and the rest of Everest is just how much, you know, the people who have been in the show have stayed in touch with each other. And I think that's one of the maybe the lasting legacies of the rest of Everest for me, is how we all seem to become friends and stay friends.
Well, I know I'm not ever going to let go of any of you, because even if I go months without talking to you, you're all... I stare at your faces every day because I have your pictures, you know, around in my apartment. So I know for me, you all touched me and helped me through, and I'm getting all weepy. I will love you forever.
Oh. I was gonna say, Christine, don't make me cry now.
I think also one of the interesting things about the season 5 group is how not only has everyone kept in touch, but people have met up with each other all over the world. It's been pretty incredible.
Yeah, I really miss all of you. I had a great time, and I thank every one of you, because it was the entire group that made it special. And thanks.
You're welcome, Jill, anytime.
Especially Shaq.
You know, I was going to say, I think we raised the bar for every trek going forward.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
I would travel with you all again.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again in our future lives.
Yes. Kick everybody off the 2013 trip, John. We're all going back.
Okay, we're all going back to the Kangshung phase. Okay.
Well, we'll come back if we're still alive in like 10 years and do a reunion tour.
There we go. That sounds great.
And we won't be as bad as Keith Richards either.
I was going to thank John in particular just for putting everything together. I think I remember talking to you, John, that this is such a special gift that you know, put the videos together, and it's it's memory that that we sort of regain by going through these episodes together. So thanks very much.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, my pleasure. It's truly one of the best things about going out there with the cameras is you forget so much, and be able to edit it together, and then even when you're seeing stuff, you still forget some of the background stories. And so that's why I love doing this, because all of you participating in the commentary helps me remember what wasn't shot on memory cards. It helps, fill in all the gaps that the footage doesn't show. So there's so many things that I remember through the commentary with you guys that's why I love doing this. I'm making almost no money on the rest of Everest, and it just doesn't matter, because I love reliving it with all of you. It's just so much fun.
And it shows, John. It's a complete labor of love, and it totally shows.
Absolutely.
And before I even met you, I could tell it back in the first few seasons how much you loved it, and your love of going there, and the films made me want to go for the first time, and I can't stop going back now. I'm an addict. I'm Jill, and I'm a Nepali addict.
Awesome. Well, that kind of begs the question, what's next for the rest of Everest? And I thought I'd take this opportunity to say that season 6 is going to be right around the corner. I know. I say that all the time, and I disappear for months at a time. But I had a lot of health issues that I have completely solved, and so I will not be disappearing anymore. And so season 6 is going to start up. I'm aiming for February, and season 6 is going to be special. I'm really looking forward to sharing it with everyone. Chronologically, the next place in the Himalayas that my cameras went, my memory cards, my satellite modem, and everything, was with my friend Brian Block. Now, Brian Block is a professional climber. He's also a gear rep for several different gear manufacturers. And he, just a month after I returned to Colorado from this Everest trip, he headed to Pakistan to climb one peak that some of you may know. It's called Broad Peak. It's an 8,000 meter peak, but its neighbor as well. Its neighbor is a little bit more famous. Its name is K2. And so I have footage of an entire expedition on Broad Peak and K2. Broad Peak is usually used as an acclimatization summit for people who are getting ready to climb K2. And so, again, I sent gear with Brian, and he filmed some absolutely incredible material. So we're going to get back to mountaineering for season 6. Season 6 is not going to be as long as season 4 and 5 were. But we've got some just incredible stuff to show, and I'm really excited to visit that part of the Himalayas. We're going to re-embrace the Beyond Everest part of the show, and we're going to get to show a completely different experience. And Pakistan and the border with Tibet is very different, culturally and scenically. Scenically a word? Very, very different than the Everest region. So I'm really looking forward to showing everyone that. And Brian's just a great guy. Really look forward to the commentary with him. And he did a great job. He just knocked it out of the park with some of the footage that he shot. So that's what's coming up next. Hopefully in just a few weeks from now.
Cool.
But anyway, so thank you so much, guys, for once again a life-changing experience for me. And just what a pleasure, and really look forward to the next meetups we might have, wherever in the world that may be, or hopefully being able to see more of you on some of the future excursions with the rest of Everest. So, all right, guys, that's it. I guess I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, you will.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I love you guys.
Bye,
Take
folks.
care.
Bye-bye.
The Rest of Everest is downloaded all over the world every day, and watching the show has become a part of many people's weekly routine. The show will always be free to download, but it's by no means free to produce. Please help me cover my costs by making a small monthly or one-time donation from the right sidebar on my website, and in return I'll give you some cool bonus materials. A donation of any amount will grant you access to some interesting video content, including high-definition versions of several podcast episodes, a one-time donation of $25 or more, or any of the monthly donation options will additionally grant you access to a downloadable version of the film Everest the Other Side, which episodes 1 to 61 are based on. I really cannot express how vital these donations are, and if you've made a donation, thank you so much. As always, our announcer is Marlon May, and our music is provided by Wendy Wu. Check her out at wendywoo.com. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching The Rest of Everest. For more information on the expedition, please visit therestofeverest.com.